Okay, so we should be live. I'll change my image here. This should be changed from yesterday. Apologize, stream. All right, we're going to be talking about NXT tonight and Vince McMahon trying to buy his docuseries back from Netflix because he's having a stroke over the idea of his stuff being taken. So there's that. So make sure my chat's here and open and available. Yep, we're open and available. So NXT tonight, guys, ladies and gentlemen, Giulia and Roxanne Perez face off. And I was actually pretty happy about it, to be honest with you. Pretty fucking sweet, actually. And Giulia could actually speak some English, actually. Like, more than Asuka. More than Kairi Sane. And what they need to start doing with their Japanese pro wrestlers, to be honest, teach them English. Because Giulia actually has a nice accent and a voice. She actually is hot as shit, too. And then we got to see Stephanie Vaquer tonight, too. So that's perfect. So we're going to get Stephanie Vaquer and we're going to get Giulia, and then we're probably going to get Delta at some point. They're going to have to bring these people in. I mean, they can't keep holding them off their roster page and roster stuff. So I'm cool with that. Tonight, NXT showed you why NXT's NXT tonight. And guys, I'm going to tell you guys this. Viewerships were down on Raw and SmackDown, by the way, last week into this week. Before people start turning around and telling me, oh, well, views don't matter to me. I'm going to tell you guys, viewerships don't matter. And by the way, guys, be watching my videos and be subscribing. A lot of you don't subscribe to my channel. A lot of you sit back and you dislike my video, but only watch 25 seconds. How does that work? You only watch 25 seconds of my shit and then dislike. What do you just read a title? Oh, or maybe it's because of the narrative, because I'm not your favorite commentator's commentator. Okay. All right. I noted. Noted. I'm not your favorite commentator's commentator. Because, you know, I gotta give you a narrative because AEW sucks. I gotta give you a narrative. WWE sucks. So, yeah. What's up, Dream? Hope you're doing well, homie. Let's see. Vaquer debuted, really left everything on the table. Well, I'm either going to go through this match here. I think she called her next shot. So if you guys didn't know, you guys are going to know. Stephanie Vaquer called her shot next. So after this match, she'll be facing the either Roxanne Perez or Giulia. So what I think they'll do is they'll have Giulia win the title next week. I think Roxanne Perez is destined for the main roster at this point. Now, where do you put Roxanne Perez? Well, I'm going to tell you, this is where they introduced mid-card titles. I've told you guys this before, that WWE's been talking about mid-card titles. You bring her in, you have her win one of the mid-card titles right off the rip, and you have her hold it for a while. You know, Roxanne Perez is high up on Triple H's and literally, let me say that better, Shawn Michaels' whiteboard. So that's what you would do. You would make her Intercontinental Champion. You bring her in. You kind of introduce the new titles, and you have her win one of them. I would prefer her to be Intercontinental Champion. On the other side of it, I would rather see, personally, Valkyria or I know she's in a tag team with Paxley, Tiffany Stratton. But I know she's destined to win that undisputed women's title on SmackDown. So it's hard. Because you want to go with somebody young to hold the Rock. If you're gonna do what they did with Braun Breaker, they brought up what's her name, Fanley or whatever her name was when they brought her up, the lawyer chick. You know, have her win it. You know, have her win the U.S. belt, and you have them hold the belt, those two belts, for quite a minute. So that's my personal opinion. Keep that. You know, I think you will see Roxanne Perez lose title. I think that's what they're gonna do with that. Javon Evans tonight, Axiom versus Axiom and Nathan Frazier versus A-Town Down Under. I have A-Town Down Under winning those NXT belts. Seriously. Give me just a second, ladies and gentlemen. I got to shut my door all the way. Because somebody in my house is screaming at the dogs, and I don't want that going through my mic. All right. Turn the webcam back on. Yes, I live at home. I'm a caregiver, all that shit. So before somebody makes fun of me, oh, you stream from your bedroom. Yeah, most of us stream from our bedrooms, either in our apartments, condos, houses. I would be streaming in a bedroom no matter what, because why wouldn't I? That would make no sense. What am I going to stream in? What, a hut? Throw smoke signals? According to somebody in the IWC, YWC with a baseball cap, we're all bedroom streamers and we're poor as dirt shit. And we all live in basements. Okay, enough said. No, we don't. In fact, this man puts up a green screen, covers his toys, his pop figures. Ladies and gentlemen, his whole room's covered in toys. Go watch his early on content. You'll know what I'm talking about, because I've been a long-term viewer of his content for a very, very, very long time. So before somebody comes at me and goes, oh, you're just a hater. I'm not a hater of his product. I watch his product. Guys, I watch the person's product, okay? So you guys know this. I don't despise anybody in the IWC, YWC. Are we not allowed to call out our constituents? When Stephen A. Smith does it on ESPN against Pat McAfee, do we get mad? When Shannon Sharp calls out any analysts out there, do you get pissed? No, they're all friends. Thoughts on Raw and SmackDown's ratings and lows. I was talking about it earlier. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Raw ratings, because there was 2 good football games on. Oh, one was a destroy. The Tony Khan's Jaguars got fucking destroyed, and the other game was pretty fucking fantastic. So, of course, the NFL is going to be different. The NFL draws in big numbers. They draw over 32 million people a week. No, I'm not really surprised. And SmackDown is because it's on USA Network. They were drawing bigger numbers on Fox. They were drawing more numbers on Fox because Fox is nationwide. When you're on local channels doing wrestling, you're going to make more. Now I understand. Now I understand Tony Khan. I understand why he wants to go sign up with Fox, because if he could do special events on Fox, that's a lot of ratings draw for him. TV still matters, ladies and gentlemen, to a certain extent. I'm not going to go and say, oh, well, TV matters for everything. No. You're going to see a ratings pop for NXT next week. I will make that a guarantee, because CW, they do carry a big viewership. You're going to watch these numbers, and I tell you guys, don't take this stuff so serious. A lot of you in the IWC, YWC take numbers so fucking serious. You're going to watch you're going to watch local channels because everybody can get it. That's why they made the deal the way they did, CW, where NWA fucked up and they did a cocaine fucking spot. See, NWA could have been in that spot. You see the thing, Billy Corgan shot himself in the foot and he shouldn't have done what he did. Now you're going to watch WWE get big views next week. You're going to watch the big views in Chicago happen. You're going to watch people like myself tune in. Like, I don't know if it's going to be satellite times for me, though. That's going to be the $1 million question. I will have to look into, I'm going to have to look into it. So I may have to go find it somewhere and watch it live. But it'll probably be satellite time, not satellite time. So I'll probably be watching it like at 7 o'clock my time, unfortunately. Because if it's not on USA and it's not on TNT, it's not satellite East Coast times. So I'm probably going to be watching it probably somewhere third party, blah, blah, blah. Yo-ho, you get the point. But yeah, that's where I'm going to have to be, because I'm not going to be able to watch it live as it happens, because cable networks, this is why I despise. I wish, okay, and I'm going to tell you guys why I'm so happy that wrestling is going to streaming networks. You know why? Now I can watch it live with everybody. I don't have to be included and then wait 3 hours later, because it delays everything. See, the problem is when these shows go, when SmackDown was on Fox, right? I would have to wait for everybody to be done. Then I have to go. Then I would watch it sometimes because I can't catch it live. And then I got busy with other things, and then I'd have to review it the next day, and that's just that's a missing viewership. Wesley and Zachary Wentz interview was tons of cursing and a mention of someone's wife. Reminded me of Matt Riddle and versus Seth Rollins. I like it. I like it. WWE should do it more often. That whole segment, WWE should do more often. I think, WWE should cut loose. I think sometimes. I think you're going to see that when they go to Netflix. I really do believe they're going to allow some things like that. They need to. Like, look, if AEW could do blood, bag spots, unprotected chair shots, sex shit, and almost show boobies, I fucking think WWE could do the same. On Netflix and other places. I think they could. Within reason. Within reason. Within reason. So, yeah, Zachary Wentz, that whole thing was great. Honestly, I'm sorry, guys, if I'm like cutting myself off for a second. I'm got so much going on in my house. I apologize because my dogs are going crazy today. I don't know what's wrong with my dogs. Like, they're going crazy, and then somebody else in this house is screaming, and I kind of hear it going through my walls, and I don't want you guys to hear that because it's annoying and stuff like that. So I apologize if you guys hear anything on the mic side. I apologize. This is why I bought a dynamic mic so you guys don't have to hear my loud background sometimes. And my living room is the next door over. So when my mom's watching a movie and things like that, it just is fucking loud because she plays it off the fucking sound bar. And it's like, oh my fucking God. I'm considering possibly this year moving into a new room. I'm possibly thinking about moving this stuff to the other side of the house so I can have peace and quiet when I'm reviewing, so I can review and do things a little bit more. But I don't know yet. I may just get sound panels, and that should fix that completely. I'm thinking about buying a whole bunch of them. I'm not 100% there. Ethan Page mentioned CM Punk drama is too top-notch stuff from him. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm going to tell you guys this. Tonight, NXT showed a lot of things. So they did a press conference within the show, which was fantastic. Bloody fantastic. Ethan Page, they showed a little bit of Trick Williams. I do hope Trick Williams wins the belt back. Roxanne, Perez, and Giulia facing off was brilliant. You bring in Stephanie Becker. I didn't even see that one coming. As a wrestling fan, sometimes I was just in disbelief what I was watching. I was just like, man, WWE, take my money. I was like this, WWE, just take my money. Take my money. You're doing it right. This is the way they do it. And then they made it out to be that she was in San Francisco. She wasn't in no San Francisco. She was there at the venue. They just did the way WWE does things, and that's great. By the way, later on tonight, guys, we are literally 4 hours away from Vince McMahon's documentary series being released on Netflix. So here's the deal. If you guys are up and available at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard, which is 3 Eastern time, they're releasing it. So we will be watching it live. I'll probably be the only channel out there on the planet of YouTube watching it as it's happening. So I will be watching how many episodes they have. I will be watching it as it happens. I hope they don't do like Cobra Kai on Netflix where they only give you 5 episodes. I hope they give you the whole fucking thing so I could just watch it in one go and then just review it for you guys. Now, some of you may be asking me, well, Red Sauce, are you going to review every episode? Hell no. Do you know how much of a playlist I would have to make for that? No, I'm just going to do a watch along. If my co-host does join me for that, then we'll do that. But I am definitely going to be watching it and doing a review for you guys live as it's happening. So there'll be a watch along. I told you, special events. This isn't a special event to me. So I will be watching it. You'll hear my thoughts as I'm watching it. I will be gaming at the same time. So I'll be watching it, gaming, and you guys will get a lot from me. So there'll be like tons of good content. And it'll be across the board. So you guys will get that tonight at 12. I think it comes out from what the Wall Street Journal was saying. It comes out at 12:35 or comes out at 3:30 Eastern time, is 12:30 my time. So we'll see. Well, Vince is already not happy anyway. Vince tried to go out today and try to get his lawyers and a whole bunch of people that would willing to listen to him get it taken down. It tells me it's very damning. Whatever Vince is trying to do, it's very damning. But I'm not sorry about it. See, the thing is, he deserves it. My dude, you fucked up. If it's that bad, well, I don't feel sorry for you. You buried yourself 6 feet under, homie. I'm sorry. Vince McMahon deserves everything that's happening to him. He's going to go down in infamy. All the good things he did is going to be erased. It's just a fact. It's like Joe Paterno for Penn State. Does anybody remember his wins and losses? No. No, people fucking don't. People remember the fucking assistant coach doing weird shit to children. That's what we remember. You're not going to remember Vince McMahon for the good shit. You're going to remember him for this shit that's going on now. When all the dust settles, when everything with the Janelle Grant ends, I'm telling you, we're not going to remember the good shit of Vince McMahon. Us hardcore fans will. A lot of us that grew up in the eras. But a lot of the new viewers are only going to remember him for this type of shit. And you know what? And I'm going to say this, and I agree with a lot of the constituents out there. He put it on himself. He did it to himself. If he didn't fuck up this hard, shit didn't go down, he didn't sell, he didn't look like a lost cause, he still would have been running WWE to this day. I'm serious. He would have still been running WWE to this day. And when he died, he would have probably got flowers. He would have probably got the whole thing in it. And he's not going to even get that. WWE's not going to publish a fucking Vince McMahon, the owner of WWE, died. I don't think people are going to remember him like that. I don't think he's going to get the flowers when he dies. He's not going to get any of that. And it's his own fault. It's his own fault. And I'm sorry, but I told you yesterday I could separate the man from the character. I definitely can. But at the end of the day, yeah, I don't feel bad at all for Vince. He deserves what's coming. I don't feel bad for him and Stephanie. They were a part of many cover-ups, and wrestling would have been better with any McMahon running WWE. Shane is the good one. Well, I'm just going to tell you guys this one. Like I told you yesterday, I could separate the two, the individual from the wrestling stuff, right? But I'm not going to go there and tell you guys, oh, let's condemn everything Vince McMahon. No, fuck no. Vince McMahon deserves everything that's happening to him. He deserves tomatoes and fucking rotten vegetables thrown at him. The guy's a scumbag. That's a fact. You can't justify that to me. The same with the Patriots owner. He's a scumbag too. Both of these dudes, if you go through the history of Vince McMahon, the same fucking people were having sexual affairs with the fucking massage person in fucking Florida. Like that shit's gonna come out, man. And you know what? And like I said, I don't feel sorry for Vince. I don't feel sorry for his family. They all covered the shit up outside of a few. Most of the majority of them covered it up. And you got wrestlers kind of putting a blind eye to it. It kind of makes me lose a little respect for a lot of them. But I can understand it because they wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for Vince. So I can understand that aspect. But Mick Foley and a lot of others kind of just sweeping the sexual shit out of the rug. Come on. Come on. If my best friend, okay, let's put it this way. If I had a friend that, hypothetically, that was doing these, I wouldn't be friends with that person anymore. I'd stare him in the bald face. We're done. There's things in life. Sexual shit with women that have gone too far. Preying on minors. Part of my English, Dr. Disrespect. And being a creep. Like Mr. Beast. So yeah, I would disassociate myself with you. Yeah, Stephanie's now I understand why Stephanie hasn't been asked back. Now you understand. Now we all understand why. Stephanie McMahon is done. You know, there's a lot of things that are happening. You know, to be honest with you guys, you know, with this whole Vince McMahon stuff. But I'm very keen to see what's going to happen in the next couple of hours when I do go to sit down and watch it. I'm going to be very fascinated. By the way, it may be live. I may do a live watch along, or I may just review it after the fact. Don't keep me to it. But I am definitely going to be streaming. So no matter what, I'll probably be doing it live anyway. But yeah, as I was telling you guys, like, Stephanie McMahon is literally now becoming a piece of shit. Day by day. And actually, there is an actual case against her. I think. I think. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, there's stuff coming out about Stephanie in the lawsuit. That's big time. So I don't know the whole situation. We're going to find out as this court case happens right now. They're in prelims right now for that. So we're going to see. And I'm kind of fascinated to know in this docuseries if Stephanie is implemented in this. We're going to find out. It's going to be very interesting. And I know Vince McMahon didn't want this shit to come out because of it. We're going to find out tonight for sure. Getting back to NXT, let's keep it positive. Let's keep it flowing. Alexander and Javon Evans, that match was pretty good. Outside of the Axiom stuff, I thought that was pretty great. Wendy Chu and Rosemary. Rosemary's been growing on me. I don't like this PG version of Rosemary, but it's kind of growing on me versus Carmen Petrovich and Brintley Reese. Kind of enjoyed that match, a little entertainment. Well, again, there wasn't, there's been independent investigations. We're going to find out when things come out. The only people that have been in trouble with this stuff is Jordan Laurinaitis, Brock Lesnar, and somewhat Stephanie, if it is to be true. Again, as I said, I can't, like Triple H and a few others. I mean, who knows if Triple H was involved or not? If he was involved, the shit comes out that he was, and Stephanie, yeah, they should be fired. They should never be coming back to the company. You know what I mean? I mean, the way I see things, proven until guilty. You know what I mean? Until you've been shown guilty, I don't have like that type of decision making when it comes to that. It's the same with Stephanie. Like, the jury's out on that. There's things that have been said. There's been things, but until proven guilty or until I see things in front of me, I can't make a decision on you. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't in my heart. I just can't, because a lot of it's hearsay and a lot of it's just dirt sheet writers trying to get clicks. You know, who knows? Until this case comes out, like when we get out of the prelims. Right now, everything's in the prelim stages right now, right? When it comes to the real court case, we start hearing things, and Vince McMahon's on trial, and then we start seeing the things, and more shit comes to the light, and I watch this documentary series, then I'll make my decisions from there. But as of right now, Vince McMahon is a scumbag. As far as I'm concerned, he's a scumbag. He's number one. He's a scumbag. In my eyes, he's a scumbag. You know, the things that he did to women were unconscionable to me. Like, and if Stephanie or Triple H was involved, shame on both. And I've said this before, then Triple H should be fired. He should be let go. And like I said, if he wasn't involved in it or anything like that, or didn't know, then, like I said, he should stay where he's at. See, but Triple H hasn't been, see again, Dream, Triple H has not been implicated in anything yet. That's the thing. And there was independent investigations done before, there were investigations and things done before Triple H took the spot. They didn't find anything. So my thing is too, we'll have to see, wait and see. If, like I said, if I will stand on my hill on this one, and I will tell everybody in my own community, if Triple H is found guilty, he's got to go. If there's things on Triple H, he's got to go. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. He's got to go. And, you know, then Stephanie's got to go. Now, the same if Shane McMahon gets caught in on this shit, then he's got to, then I don't think he should have anything to do with wrestling anymore. The McMahon family name is tarnished. And the Levesque family. But we will have to wait and see, you know. I like to be not a half glass full person. I like to be a full glass person, and I want to see everything before I start making judgment calls. You know what I mean? I don't want to innuendo anybody. So far, the only things I know is Vince McMahon's a piece of shit. The rest of it is kind of hearsay. Well, Stephanie had something in this, and Triple H. It's like, we don't know until we watch the documentary series, see how much dirt that's bringing to the table, until the court actually starts. Right now, we're in the prelims. We only know certain things. Once the real court stuff starts, then yeah, let's have that out. Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to defend Triple H or Stephanie or anything like that. I'm just saying I'm a guy that wants to see everything on the table before I make a choice or a decision. You know what I mean? It's like politics. Let me be real with you guys. It's like politics. I want to see everything on the table. I already know who I'm picking for, but I want to see everything on the table. Still, nonetheless, I want in life, I try to give everybody a fair, you know, I try to be as fair as I can. I want to see everything on a table. That goes with anything in life. I want to see things on the table. I want to see the beginning, middle, and end, and then I want to make a decision. I'm probably perfect to be on a jury, to be honest with you. Like, my state has been wanting me to do jury duty forever and a day. So I'd be a good person to be on a jury because I like to see everything. I'm not just that guy that just goes, oh, he's guilty. Oh, yeah, because he did this, guilty. Like, no, I'm the guy that wants to see everything beforehand. You know, I want to see the beginning, middle, and end, and then I want to really look at it. I want to look at all of it. You know what I mean? I want to dissect all of it, then make my decision. I want to see more than meets the eye. You know what I mean? I'm that person. And then I ask after the fact, like, what led these people to do that? Then after the fact, I'm fascinated. That's why I watch murder shows. Jeffrey Dahmer, a lot of these killing shows on ID. Like, I want to know what led these people. Like, then I want to know at the end, you know, what here in the chromosome, in the whatever brain. You guys get the point. I'm not justifying any of this shit. I think this shit's disgusting all around. I'm just saying I like to see all of it before I make it, you know, make a permanent decision. You know, Vince McMahon, I've already made my permanent decision. There's just there's too much out there on that. But Stephanie, now, I don't know all of it to have an opinion. I can't have an opinion when I don't know much on it. You know, I just know she covered up a couple things, supposedly. Triple H has kind of covered up a few things, but we don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't speak lawyer talk, and then I would be wrong for speaking on things, Dream, on that. But sorry, guys. I'm off topic, and I know Dream gets me sometimes off topic on things sometimes. I apologize. It's just when it comes to, I've had a lot of you ask me the same questions. It's like, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge. I'm not a jury, so I wouldn't know. You know what I mean? I can't. In my heart, in my mind, Stephanie is a little bit hokey pokey, and the same with fucking Triple H, you know. But who knows? Who knows? They could. Who knows? Stephanie could be innocent, and that could just be people just saying hearsay. Who knows? At the end of the day, I'm not defending Stephanie. Everybody has a right to be proven elsewise. You know what I mean? And I know some of you are very passionate when it comes to things, and I get it. I get why you would be upset over this whole thing. And when it comes to wrestling, again, I just don't have an opinion until everything hits the table. My opinion is, yeah, Vince McMahon's a scumbag. I'm not going to deny what I said about that. He's still a scumbag, but I'm not justifying his shit. And I think wrestlers that are justifying it, like John Cena, Danielson, it's disgusting. You can't justify to me sexual acts on a woman. Like fully, and then sending pictures and laughing about it. It's like, it's wrong. It's morally wrong. Anyway, let's move into positivity. Wendy Chu and Rosemary tonight. Honestly, I'm going to be real with you guys and be honest. Rosemary, it's growing on me. Rosemary PG NXT is growing on me. Literally growing. She's helping out Wendy Chu big. Wendy Chu is starting to look better and better. Wendy Chu just got a women's championship opportunity over at Knockouts over on TNA. Wendy Chu looks good. Wendy Chu, for a while there, I was kind of going, what are they doing with her? They got to put somebody with her to make her look good. So, again, like I said, but yeah, that's what's going on with that. But yeah, tonight, I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. Rosemary, good stuff. Grayson Waller, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Grayson Waller, let's keep it a buck. Grayson Waller tonight and A-Town Down Under, that's what they need to be doing. I'm tired of seeing them losing and them being in NXT. Yeah, I like to see that. I think Natalya is great for NXT. I think Natalya would be perfect in NXT. I think some of the names they just recently signed would work perfect in NXT. For instance, Natalya would be great. I think if they wanted to bring Sheamus into NXT, they could and have a Joe Henry Sheamus match if they wanted to. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. I like how WWE is mixing in veterans with youth. Veterans with youth. And those veterans are helping out the youth. And I'm cool with that. That's something that other wrestling companies should be taking note of. That's the thing I like about Dustin Rhodes over on AEW. I like the fact that he's helping out Sammy Guevara home his character. I like the fact that he's teaching Sammy Guevara the ropes. You could see it every week. Like, Sammy Guevara is not doing all the fucking acrobatic shit like that. You know what I mean? Like he once did. Flying off tables into 5 different tables. He's flying off of ladders still, but he's not doing it as much as he used to. Motor Machine Guns debut after the again, I can't make that prediction either. We'll see. I don't know. I really don't know because it's been wishy-washy. A lot of the reports are wishy-washy. The same with the Lucha Brothers. Again, don't take what you read serious because the Lucha Brothers are in turmoil right now. Currently, it looks like they're going to be tacking on time on Rey Fenix. It looks like Tony Khan may not be as nice as Tony Khan says he is. So get prepared. I don't think the Motor Machine Guns, I don't see the Motor Machine Guns debuting on the CW the first 2 weeks, but I could see them in WWE. It doesn't change my opinion that they won't be in WWE. I just think the reports are a little weird. But I do hope that they do show up somewhere on the main roster. I want them on the main roster than NXT. They need something on the main roster for tag team wrestling right now, currently. I would rather see the Motor Machine Guns be on fucking SmackDown, to be honest with you. And tonight, the Good Brothers. What are we doing with the Good Brothers? Please, can somebody please explain to me? And it is pissing me off. What are we doing with the OC? The OC are being jobbers. Meechin's a jobber. Can we just speak real about this? Like, we talk about Meechin getting better. She didn't need to be better. She just needs to be winning titles. I don't understand why you have the Good Brothers and Meechin jobbing. Like, to me, that's ridiculous. You have Meechin jobbing. In 2024, I don't get that. If I'm Meechin, here's what I do. I leave the company. I go somewhere else for my time. Good Brothers, I do the same. I go back to Japan if I'm the Good Brothers, because the Good Brothers losing tonight against a up-and-coming tag team. I shook my head with that one. I was like, give the Good Brothers a win. I just don't understand. I just don't understand that. You're treating these characters that are... You sign these guys for a bunch of money. You brought Meat Shit in for a bunch of money, and you've done nothing with her. Outside of a couple of times that you've like, wow, like she could put on a show. That needs to turn into a fucking title, WWE, at some point. You can't have Meechin in these be-all, end-all matches and then just become a jobber. You can't throw her at Nia Jax and just have her lose. I just don't get that. Meechin should be over in TNA. I've said this to you guys. If they wanted to do something right now, bring in the OC on TNA. Bring AJ Styles around. You have nothing for AJ. You're telling me AJ Styles wouldn't like to go back to TNA. He said he wouldn't mind going back to TNA for a minute. You could book a whole bunch of stories around that. You could bring the OC and make them a powerful thing. You could put a Knockouts belt on Meechin. You could put the tag team belts on the OC. There's no joke. Shane McMahon, or sorry, Shawn Michaels. Sorry, Shane McMahon. Shawn Michaels, book me. I'll book you what you should do with AJ Styles and the OC and Meechin. Trust me, pay me. Yeah, exactly. Io Sky is great shit. Io Sky literally is in her prime. They need to give her a run. But here's the thing. Here's my opinion. You're giving Io Sky a shit belt. I'm calling the women's tag team belt shit. You're going to give Damage Control the belts to have them lose 2 weeks later. Okay? That's garbage. Io Sky, if you really want to do it, here's another one that I would say. If you bring in mid-card titles right now, you bring in a United States Intercontinental Women's belt, and you put them on both products, you put Io Sky as your very first United States champion. Right off the rip. Why? Because Io Sky will make that title prestigious real quick. And then on the other side, you already know what I said about the other side. You bring in Roxanne Perez, you have her go through your division real quick, and you have her win the belt real quick. And no, you do not put that shit on Bailey. You put it on some youth. Youth is Io Sky. You put the U.S. belt on her, and then you would put the and guys, why am I talking U.S. women's belts and Intercontinental women's belt? Because it's already set in stone. The reports that I read that they already got the designs already done. The designs have been leaked all over the internet now at this point. One's a white belt, so they're both going to be white belts. One's going to look like the men's version of the Intercontinental belt. It's the same Intercontinental belt, just with a white strap. So I'm cool with that look. The Intercontinental belt, I'm cool. Then the other one, the U.S. belt's going to look like it's not going to look like the men's version. It's going to have like the world on it, kind of like how the North American Championship looks, but a little different. It's going to look like it's going to look like it has an eagle, but like it's going to look different. And it's going to be on a white strap. I've seen the images of this. And I should have done a video on it because Triple H just confirmed, I believe, Triple H just, from what the reports are reports, take them with a grain of salt, or some tahini, or A1 steak sauce. Take that with that. Triple H kind of gave the go-ahead, so the designs are official. So I probably will tell you, probably by next year, we'll probably see some, with Charlotte Flair coming back. Charlotte Flair is due by they're saying not this year. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt that Charlotte Flair will probably be by Rumble. They'll bring her in on Rumble. She'll win the Rumble. It's so predictable what they're going to do. And then they'll have her win the Undisputed Women's title. You know, again, she's speaking better English. Because they treat her. This is where those mid-card titles would be perfect. Chelsea Green is not considered main card from the way Triple H has made it out to be. She's not really main card. I'm going to say this in a good way. You have your Io Skies of the world and you have your Chelsea Greens. And I know people don't want to hear this from me, but I love Chelsea Green. And I think Chelsea Green was a great knockout champion, but she's not somebody that I would put in my top 5. If I was running a promotion today, she wouldn't be in my top 5. I would make a mid-card championship and put it on her. Like, I'm being for real with that one. Like, she would be like number 7. If I had a starting 5 lineup, she'd be 7. She would be on the bench. She'd come off the bench. There's nothing wrong with coming off the bench, and because there was a lot of players that came off the bench in the NBA that got 6 Man of the Year rewards and MVPs. So again, and one of my favorite legendary players, Robert Horry, won 7 championships, by coming off the bench and doing things. So again, as I tell you guys, Chelsea Green is not in my top 5. In my top 5 right now, if I was going women's wise, I would tell you right now, clearly today, I would tell you it would be number 1, and this is going to be shocking to a lot of you. Number 1, I would say would go to Giulia, number 1, Stephanie Vaquer, number 2. Number 3 would be Roxanne Perez. I would say Roxanne could be up at number 1 too. I would say those would be my top 3 starting. Not because I like them a lot. It's because they're really good and they could put on 5-star matches. Number 4. That would actually go to Toni Storm. In fact, Toni Storm number 4. Why did I put Toni Storm number 4? Because she's a good showman. Her storylines and her characters are believable, and she puts on great matches. Number 5, Jamie Hayter. That's my starting 5. Jamie Hayter, the reason why, because when Jamie Hayter was in before she got hurt, she was putting on believable storylines and looking great. Now, on the men's side of stuff, I would tell you right now, if I was starting a promotion today, I would have Josh Alexander. Yeah, Josh Alexander, Trick Williams, MJF, Ricky Starks, and I got to go number 5. Oh, it's tough for number 5 because there's a lot I like. Seth Rollins. There's your 5. Now, you may be asking why Seth Rollins for? Because Seth Rollins is literally to me, he's literally the LeBron James of WWE. He could do anything. You could pencil him in anything. He could be a jobber. He could be the guy that comes, off the bench and on the bench and do the things for you that nobody else would. Now, I could put there as well, I could put Randy Orton there, but right now my starting 5 is those people. I could put Kevin Owens there too, like number 5. I could put Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. But again, Seth Rollins is a utility player. Seth Rollins is that Steph Curry guy to where you could rely on him in the 4th. And then I would swap out, I would actually swap out MJF for Roman Reigns if you want to go there. Those two you could swap out. It's very hard to pick a starting 5 for the men's side. On the women's side, I'm locked on. The reason I didn't pick Charlotte Flair, because Charlotte Flair is not a utility player to me. Charlotte Flair is about her, and I want cohesion in my roster. And I know people are gonna dislike me for that. Why didn't you put fucking this person with Bianca Belair? Because there's Bianca Belairs of the world, and then there's Roxanne Perez's, right? You could pencil in Roxanne. You could fit Roxanne Perez as a glove anywhere. Giulia, you could do the same. I've watched Giulia matches. You can. Stephanie Vaquer, the same. You could put them in a mid-card and make the mid-card look way over and above. There's Roxanne Perez's of the world, and then there's Bianca Belairs. And don't get me wrong, I like Bianca Belair, but Bianca Belair, she's only in one lane, where Roxanne you could do so much with. You could turn Roxanne into a heel. You could turn Roxanne into a tweener. You could turn Roxanne Perez into a face. And you can get 50 shades of Roxanne Perez, where Bianca Belair is one-dimensional. One-dimensional. That's the same with Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is one-dimensional. And as we know, Charlotte Flair's injury prone. That's the other thing too. Do I want, just in case she gets hurt again, do I want her on my starting 5? No. And now you may be asking why I didn't put Bayley there. Bayley would be on my bench. I'd have her, Becky, and why? And then now you're gonna ask, why did I put Becky before a Jamie Hayter? Jamie Hayter's hurt too, right? Jamie Hayter could be both ways, a heel and a face, or a tweener. See, I'm looking at all sides of the board, right? I want to be able to pencil you in and then use you all 3 different ways. I can't with Becky because Becky just wants to be face all the time. She don't want to go heel. So you'd be a bench player. Charlotte would be a bench player because they're one-dimensional. I can't have one-dimensionals. I have to have a spread out and give me tons of good shit. Ethan Page is made for WWE, just didn't work out in AEW. Yeah, that is, you're exactly right. You know who I also feel that way with? I think when it comes to, I think Ricky Starks will be that way. I think Ricky Starks is going to be made for WWE. Not because his friends are there. It's because the look, the way he's going to stay face if he goes, and his gusto, I think would be perfect in WWE over AEW. But again, as I said this, what they could do is hold Ricky Starks to injury time and do what they're doing with Phoenix and fuck with them. So who knows? Who knows? Ethan Page is great shit. I've told you guys, like Ethan Page, I would also have up there too in my starting 5 on the men's side too. So it's really hard because I could have Ethan Page now being what he is now, and his Impact run that he had with the North. I could put him up there in my top 5 too. It's hard because I could swap him out for MJF because all ego can cut a heel promo very well as much as MJF. The thing is, MJF is one-dimensional at times. Like, he gets cheap heat. Like, if you ever picked up on MJF has been the same. 1 minute MJF is literally doing one thing, and then, you know what I mean? I'm not making fun of MJF. He's just one-dimensional sometimes. Like, it's very predictable what MJF's going to do. MJF cheats to win. MJF cuts devastating promo. MJF screams on the mic. MJF has the camera look. Cheap heat. I was watching a podcast on that where he's just one-dimensional, and it's like, oh, I didn't even think about that. I love MJF. MJF right now is one of my favorite wrestlers in AEW. My second favorite wrestler in AEW right now, currently, I'm going to be honest with you guys right now, is Jon Moxley. Literally, seriously. Jon Moxley's my second favorite right now. I've always been people will say, Jon Moxley sucks. I like Jon Moxley. I like what he's doing right now. My other favorite wrestler right now would be Swerve Strickland. I love Swerve Strickland. Like, you could swap out that list of my favorite wrestlers. Like, you could put Swerve Strickland on the top of that mountain. Honestly. Number 4, Adam Page. Give me more of Adam Page. I love it. Like, I drinking Adam Page right now, man. Yes, Danielson can. Danielson will be number 4 on my list. I love Danielson. Like, he's one of my favorites in AEW right now, number 4. Number 5, and I'm going to tell you guys, number 5, to be honest with you right now, is Dustin Rhodes. And I've told Dustin Rhodes that on Twitter. I've told him literally on X. I've said, dude, you are so undervalued in AEW. I hope they throw some titles at you. You are too good at what you do at 55. It's incredible. And then my favorite commentator, one of my my 2 favorite commentators in AEW right now is Ikebani and Caprice Coleman. You can't tell me any different. You can't convince me. Tony Schiavone's annoying. Excalibur, sometimes I think Excalibur is just sleeping on the wheel. And fucking I like JR, but JR is 50-50. You can get JR going up, and then he comes down, and then you're just like, what are you on about, dude? And Tony Schiavone, I like. It's just, to me, he should be more of an interview person. And just have Caprice Coleman and Ikebani, man, on the mic, because they complement each other, dude. It's like, And when I watch Ring of Honor, it's night and day. It's night and day. When Ikebani's on a mic, it's night and day to me. It's like I am into it. I'm not into it sometimes when Excalibur talks. I'm not a big fan of Nigel. A lot of people are a fan of Nigel McGuinness on the mic. I mean, if you put Moral there, Moral Ronaldo and Nigel, then okay, then I see your point. Man, it's just, I'm not a big fan. Don Callis, I actually, in fact, if you swapped out Nigel McGuinness for Don Callis, I would be really happy about it. To be honest, let's get back into talking about some NXT. So they had the media scrum type stuff, getting ready for the CW. A few backstage stuff with CM Punk. Can I be honest with you? And this is going to be me being, I'm going to keep this a buck with a lot of you, and I'm going to be honest. Does CM Punk feel like it's coming off fake? Like he's just doing this because of his contract that says he has to be a good character, that he has to be the best him. Like he has to be on his best behavior. I just feel sometimes when CM Punk comes off, it's fake. It's absolutely fake. It's actually just so fake. It's like I'm listening to somebody that's just reading lines and going with the product. I hope Tony D beats MFLE finally. They need to. MFLE needs to be on the main roster. Like you need to have another big man on that roster, man. MFLE would be perfect for that. And that would be a person that I could see beating LA Knight. I could see it. That's a guy that you would want to put, like, that is literally their version of Will Hobbs on steroids right now, because that guy you could push on the main roster right now, literally for a title right off the rip. I'm not joking. MFLE is good shit. And I'm going to be surprised what they're going to do on the main roster with him, because he deserves everything. He is too good of a wrestler to not be on the main roster and having a title on him. He's too good. And I like Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman. Don't get me wrong. They should be fighting. No, personally, they should keep going with that feud. I think it would be great. But MFLE, he should be, or Fami, should be on main roster. Seriously. I'm a fan. You want to talk about some people that I'm a fan of? He's one of them. Tony D, I'm a fan of. My favorite wrestlers in NXT right now, I would say, would be Trick Williams. Tatum Paxley, actually. Tatum Paxley, literally, I'm a huge fan. Seriously. Tatum, you could call her stuff garbage, whatever. I'm a fan. And who's grown on me that I'm becoming a fan of is Wendy Chu. Go figure. Wendy Chu, I'm becoming a fan of that goth, sleepy time, creepy. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird, but I'm becoming a fan. Another one. I kind of like Cora Jade. Not Cora Jade. Yeah, Cora Jade I like a lot. And I also like this new Toxic Attraction 2.0, different name. I kind of like it a lot. With Henley and all them, I kind of like that. So I'm a fan of that. You'll hear me mostly be a fan of women's wrestling. I mean, on the men's side, Trick Williams, Ethan Page, 1-2 to me. You could swap them out. Javon Evans is another one that I like a lot of. Tony D I like. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with the CM Punk there, which costs others TV time. Yeah, I just still CM Punk because he's got that, I got to be a good character, or or whatever this clause that says that he has to be a good wrestler and mind his P's and Q's, or he gets fired immediately on the spot from WWE. I just feel sometimes that it's a little bit scripted, a little bit much scripted. I feel like he's reading from a prompter and it's just like, I don't know about that, Chief. Like that Ethan Page promo, right? I sometimes go where I want to see CM Punk go off script and just cook somebody. Like, I miss the days of, like, why can't they allow CM Punk just to be CM Punk? You know what I mean? Sometimes I sit back and I just go, man, sometimes I just wish CM Punk would just be CM Punk. That's just my personal opinion. You guys take that for what it is. Sometimes I just feel CM Punk comes off fake. It's not believable. It's like he's doing it because he can't go off script because he's got to be a good wrestler. Got to be on your best behavior, boy. Let me pat you on your head type shit. Like, you need a gold star. I just feel sometimes CM Punk, by the way, if you haven't picked up on it, CM Punk is wearing a Pixel watch. I believe it's a Pixel watch that he's wearing, or a Samsung Galaxy watch. I've noticed the last couple weeks he wears that a lot. I noticed. Let's see. What else we got here? Giulia, this whole thing, Giulia, the ring, separate tables. Giulia is joined by Funaki. It's nice to see Funaki back. Seriously. And then who translates for Giulia? Byron Saxton, host the press conference. Saxton takes the questions about the title match. Giulia answers in Japanese. Not only does Funaki translate, there's also subtitles on the screen. Why didn't they just give her subtitles? They didn't need Funaki in the ring to explain. Then Perez. And also they did mention that Giulia was also speaking English. So let's keep it a buck there. She was speaking okay English until she started saying something in Japanese. Then Perez cuts to a heck Vanna promo on Giulia. A heck yeah promo on Giulia. Giulia responds in both English and Japanese, and suddenly Stephanie Van Kerr appears via satellite to interrupt the press conference, and live studio prompts basically saying she'll face the winner of Perez and Giulia. That is in the final cliffhanger in the last episode. So basically what they're going to do is this, and this is my belief. They're going to have Stephanie Van Kerr on television on the debut. She's going to face somebody. Because they're going to stack the card. And then what they're going to do on the second episode is they're going to have probably Giulia and Stephanie Van Kerr face each other for the NXT champion, and then they'll build up Stephanie Van Kerr. So Stephanie will lose because Giulia's got to hold the belt for a while. You just don't have Giulia come in and lose. Or Roxanne cheats to win, right? And then you keep the belt on Roxanne a little longer, and then Giulia or Giulia will come in and interfere, and then you have a triple threat match. I don't know. That's kind of weird booking because you could have it either all three ways. So it's hard. It's hard for me to predict, but I really do hope that Giulia just ends it and she wins the belt. Well, I find it interesting that CM Punk is monotone. You ever notice that when he talks to anybody, he says the same shit? And the reason why he talks to female talent is because all of them about his wife. That's why. I wouldn't be surprised if we see AJ Lee in the next 2 years in WWE. AJ Lee is not that old. I don't think she's that old. Yeah, AJ Lee is only 37. So I could see her showing up. I could see her showing up in the next year or two in WWE. I could totally see it. There's no other place for her. Right now she's doing the writing for Women's of Wrestling. She's getting paid good money by the owner of the Lakers, Janie Buss. So she's one of the producers of Women's of Wrestling. If you guys didn't know, now you know. She's been doing that for a minute. So I could see, and she's also getting in shape too. So she's been in a ring. I've seen the video on YouTube of her and X that she's been training. So to me, I do see AJ Lee sometime. She says she's not, again, CM Punk said he'd never be in a WWE ring or wrestling in general. And now he's back in wrestling. So there's that. So, stuff like that. All right. So CW next week. I'm excited. I think it's great. And stuff like that. And we're going to get into some news real quick before I get out of here. I know this is going to be a shorter review than normal because I got to get to game streaming and I want to kind of watch the Vince McMahon documentary, and I want to have some time to chillax and game stream for a minute. Get back into it. William Regal rejects claims that he was seeking out competition while in AEW. Well, William Regal, you're kind of a snake in the grass, so I wouldn't doubt it. Nikki Garcia's husband, blah blah blah, Adium or whatever, won't face charges over domestic abuse. Well, why wouldn't he? Like, it kind of was started by Nikki herself. She threw shoes at him and shit, so she kind of is guilty. So, former broadcaster Mackenzie Mitchell is set for Maple Leaf Pro wrestling role. Nice, I'm cool with that. She was really good. Mercedes Moné, I'm going to grab a blunt, wine, and watch Mr. McMahon on Netflix. Of course she would. You might just have Snoop Dogg going on. Reports, Vince McMahon tried, okay, we covered that. Jack Perry, TNT Open Challenge added to AEW's Grand Slam. AEW's less confident Daniel Garcia will re-sign with the company. That's pretty much about it, man. Do you think Cora Jade interferes with Roxanne's match and costs Giulia the match? I could see that. I mean, anything's possible, really. I mean, I could see Cora Jade coming back. Cora Jade's making pictures and stuff like that, so I could definitely see it. So I got to give you guys a review score of this show tonight. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It was a B+. All day long. Solid. 8.0 for me. I was very pleased. I was very pleased by NXT. And I tell you guys every week, NXT is literally number one to me. Number one. I don't care whoever tells me different. Number one. Why? Because it's entertaining. There's a beginning, middle, and end. They're building characters. It's fun to me. It's like different. It's different from the main stuff, and it's very fun. I like fun. So, number one for me. This week's Raw, it's going to be hard, but so far, I would probably book it as number two so far this week. SmackDown, just because they're doing cinema shit and they're doing like theater, like football type style promos, it's not enough for me to go, oh my God. And the reason why Solo Sikoa has not been dumbed down on the roster is because Roman Reigns. If you guys didn't read the article, read the article. It's a good read. Roman Reigns basically went up to Triple H and basically called his shot to keep Solo Sikoa there. So he's getting protected. So all of us that say we despise fucking, even Triple H is called Solo Sikoa garbage. And Roman Reigns protecting him. Roman Reigns put his word in to keep, so basically it's like when wrestlers, so that's why he's being pushed still. You could thank Roman Reigns for that, and I think that's just fucking garbage to me. Thanks, Roman. You make me sad when you have to protect your family, but I understand it too at the same time. So, Mercedes Moné, let's read this real quick. Mercedes, when I'm going to grab a blunt wine and watch the McMahon on Netflix. Wow. Mercedes Moné is hot though. I'm not going to deny that. She needs to lose one of the belts though. I'm just pointing that out. She should lose one of the belts, but that's just me. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all of you guys. If you guys are not checking out all my donation stuff, check out my donation stuff. If you guys have a Twitch Prime sub, sign up for Twitch. Come on over. If you have Twitch Prime, Amazon Prime, it turns into Twitch Prime, and you can take that free sub and sub to your boy. I would appreciate it. Down below, into the stream, I will update it here shortly with my affiliate links for Stream Elements and for my US mobile. If you're looking for cheap mobile service, $25 a month, you get to pick between 3 different services: AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile. $25 a month, you get up to 30 gigs of premium service. Most of us want cheap in this world. Don't go with the big mainstream. By the way, you do not get throttled, by the way. So I'll have a video out on it. My first 3 weeks with US Mobile, being back with US Mobile on their new network, the Dark Star network, aka the AT&T network, and so far in my local area, I have not gotten throttled once. Not once. I've gotten 250 down with 250 up everywhere I go so far in Orange County, California. So it may differ. So if you're somewhere where Verizon is, they also partner with Verizon. They also partner with T-Mobile. So you could switch between the carriers. So like if I don't want to be on the Dark Star network anymore, I could be on Warp 5G, which is Verizon's network, and move around. So it's pretty cool. For $25 a month, you don't get that anywhere. And you can get that with Visible, but the problem is with Visible, I can't get good signal with them for some fucking weird reason. Anyway, all my affiliate links will be down below. Thank you guys all for stopping. Dream for being amazing. I appreciate you for coming out, hanging out the last 2 days. We'll be back tomorrow for more wrestling reviews, of course. Wednesday, you guys know, Dynamite Grand Slam. We're going to be here on Wednesday. We're going to be here Friday. We're going to be here Saturday because it's Grand Slam week. You guys know the deal. I told you guys, live reviews are coming back. I promise you that. We are going to be a locomotive here in this fucking community. Trust me. I see you guys pushing, wanting me to be something big on YouTube. We're going to be pushing harder and harder. This channel's not retiring. We're not going away. Now, I may make a second channel. So for my food and beverage, gaming, things like that, because this channel is being dominated by wrestling. And I just realized when I put up my Power World stuff on this channel, I notice a lot of you just don't watch that stuff. You guys watch the sports and wrestling stuff. So I may make a secondary channel just to talk gaming and tech and my food and beverage reviews. So yeah, stay tuned for all of that. I'm coming up with ideas for my secondary channel. It may be a different name, who knows. But yeah, I love you guys. You guys, what's up, Logan? Hope you're doing well. We're ending the show. I will see you guys over on the stream side of things as far as gaming goes. We will be watching the Vince McMahon documentary as it comes released on Pacific Standard Time, which is 12:30 my time on Netflix. And we'll also be watching the Mendez stuff too. I'll probably have a review on that on the Mendez show that they have, Monster, the Mendez brothers. So, or Martinez brothers or something like that. So it'll be pretty cool. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one. My name is Rev Sauce. Thanks for coming in late. I appreciate it, buddy. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.